Hey guys, what's up? My name's Ingrid Banjo. We're jumping back into Persona 4 Golden right now on PC. And we kind of just jumped ourselves over the 4th floor. We got over that door, the secret research station door, where we're able to go in. This is where we weren't able to go in last time on the 4th floor, so we're here now. And we run into a golden hand, like, right away. And the cool thing about having Rise, as we rank her up, is that she'll actually randomly just tell us the weakness of an enemy at random. And that's actually pretty cool. Eventually, I think, at some point, she'll actually tell us everything about the enemy. What they're weak to, what they're immune to, she'll tell us everything. And I kind of like that about Rise and hate that about Rise. Ooh, excuse me. At the same exact time. And I feel like knowing all the enemy's weaknesses from the get-go is a blessing, because it'll help us kind of speed through our combat situations and kind of beat enemies a lot faster than we would if, say, for example, we didn't know that information. So now that we have that ability to be able to do that, that's really helpful for us as the party member. Now, we actually hit the point where I think this is actually the mini-boss of the dungeon. And I think this guy's a bit pain in my ass. So Rise will pop in and say stuff like that that's immune to darkness. So darkness would be like Mamudon, which we don't have anybody that actually does that skill. So that's probably for the best.
Enemy to go. Keep it up. Come on.
I don't get, I really don't understand. The one thing that always kind of bothered me about these games is they give their spells weird names, and I never understood what they were. And when I'm playing a game that literally changes everything, like Final Fantasy literally calls it like water, lightning, and stuff like that, but Persona and Shin Megami Tensei have to be like, no, fire is Agi. I don't get it. And this guy's being a pain in my ass. Let's see. And then, of course, you know, we do a physical attack with Chie, and Chie just, like, literally pones. I love that about Chie. Chie is so great. I've always been a fan of Chie. just using her build like this, and each character, like I said, you can build them a certain way, and I build Chie to be just a tank. She is literally the embodiment of a human tank. I think it's funny is out of all the characters in this game, I feel like Chie is the only character you could probably like kind of carry over to, say, another thing like Dungeons and Dragons. You could design a Chie like character in D&D because it's so easy because of what she is. She's pretty much a monk, let's be honest. After that fight, we're actually going to use Media Horror and replenish our health for our party. It's no big deal since our main character did it, because it's our main character, and they will get the replenishment of their HP and SP, MP, whatever you want to call it, between battles, so it's not that big a deal to take up that 45 or however much points it costs. And now we're back on the 5th floor. I know we were like, well, we were just on the 5th floor, and that's true, but we're on a different section of the 5th floor that's kind of locked out from the rest of the dungeon because of, you know, the whole other room. I know that's really just stupid, and it feels like it's just poor writing and everything like that on their part, but I think that's actually kind of clever, kind of forcing you to go back and forth, and then you're in a different portion of that floor. It's pretty much something you would see in an evil lair. Let's be real here. So I feel like we're actually really close to the boss. We're back down to the 6th floor. Are we actually close? Is this only a 6th floor dungeon, or is this more? So we're wandering around aimlessly right now. Let's see. Kind of avoiding as much of the shadows as possible. Like I said, we really don't even want to fight at this point in the game the golden hands, just because the rewards they provide are definitely worth it. If you actually do want to fight the other enemies, that's all well and good. Nothing wrong with that. If you're under leveled, I'd say if you're at least in your 60s at this point, you should be okay. I like to play it safe, though, by being over leveled, and you can call me overly precautious or whatever you want to call me. I just like being safe. I'm not one of those people who takes a big risk in games like this, because if you fail to do the desired task in a Persona game by a specific date, you are asking for it. You're getting that game over screen, and you're gonna have to start all over again from your last save. And if you're not good at managing your time and, you know, grinding your skill points, you're gonna be in for a rough time, and it's not gonna be fun. So actually, we reached this point here. We're gonna use our card, and we're gonna get in here, and we're gonna be able to go down to the next floor. Awesome. But first, let's go check out this treasure chest. Okay, so we're actually still got room to go. I know it's not far from here, the boss. And since we're such a high level, I mean, the boss shouldn't take us too much time, but the bosses in these games always have certain, like, I don't want to say quirks or anything like that, like it's in, like, My Hero Academia. They do have little, like, quirks and techniques that they actually do that kind of make it a little bit more challenging. And yeah, at this point in the game, you're saying, well, Banjo, your Chie is level 98, 99. You could just go in, power charge, and God Hand everything, and that's exactly what I do with Chie. But the thing is not every boss is gonna be able, not every enemy is gonna, you know, take massive damage from, you know, Chie being Chie. Sometimes you actually have to think outside the box and do different things. Using pure brute strength makes the combat system feel a little bit less rewarding if you think about it as a whole, because you're going to be playing the game and you're just going to be plowing through. And if you're thinking about it from that perspective, yeah, the game comes off as being easy, but you got to think about all the hard work you have to put in to be able to do that. You have to actually grind and grind and grind in order to be able to use that pure brute strength in order to plow through everything. And I've made the mistake before of not being high enough level at certain points in these games, and you just get owned. I remember one of my first times playing that Shadow Teddy sequence we had a while back. That always owned me, and I was like level 30, mid-30s. I didn't actually understand the basics of how to play these games, and now I know better, and I make sure it doesn't happen. You don't want to have to repeat a boss fight or repeat the dungeon because I don't want to say because you're not high enough level, but it kind of is that case. If you're not high enough level, you're gonna have a bad time, and we messed this up. Oh, we really messed this up. Oh, we didn't mess it up. We didn't mess it up. I was worried. The hand attacked us, so it got advantage, and having evade ice for Yukiko really did help us out there. That was actually a great move there. Also, the evade ice and stuff like that, that is actually sheer dumb luck. It's not like it's something that we can control. It's nice to have your characters. All your characters are going to have a weakness to something. And it makes sense because, you know, it's like magic's like a circle. Your main character, he could be immune to everything. Your protagonist, all depends on which persona you're using, but like Chie is weak to fire, Yukiko is weak to ice, I think Yosuke is weak to electricity, so like everybody's kind of weak to the opposite element of them, and that you gotta have to plan it accordingly. Yes, at a high level they do get to evade whatever their weakness is, and you can choose to keep it, or you can choose to have them forget it, but you know how that stuff works. You only have a certain allotment of skills. And here we go, guys. It is boss time, baby! Let's see what's going on with Naoto Shirogane.
Naoto!
Ah, it's about time you arrived. Dealing with this child has been quite a pain.
No! No, don't go!
It's useless speaking with you. I need to go back now.
Why? Why are you leaving me here? Why am I always left alone? It's so lonely. I don't want to be alone. Naoto-kun,
You wear the same face as me. It's as if you're implying we're one and the same. But the difference between me and you is... Why delude yourself? I am you. These childish gestures are no mere affectation. They're the truth. The fools all say it, don't they? You're only a child. Keep out of our business, kid, and so forth. No matter how many cases you spend hours cogitating over, no matter how many crimes you solve, you're a child in their eyes. It's your brain they're interested in, the gray matter locked up in that skull. As long as they need it, you're an ace detective. But once you're done, it's back to the playpen with you. You haven't the means to deal with society's two-faced nature. You're just a lonely child.
Naoto.
I want to be a grown-up. I want to be a big boy right now. Then they'll see who I am. I want a reason for me to stay.
That's enough. I can find my own reason for living.
Ha! I'm telling you that's impossible. You are but a child. How can you change that essential truth?
Stop it!
At your core, you admire the sort of strong and cool men who populate detective fiction. But in trying to emulate them, you must know that in truth, you're nothing of the sort. You're a child. There's no avoiding first principles. Admit that you're a child, and admit that there's nothing you can do about it. Now then, our analysis is complete. Let us begin the body alteration procedure! You have no objections, do you, Naoto Shirogane?
Stop it!
Naoto. Such a cool, manly name. But a name doesn't change the truth. It doesn't let you cross the barrier between the sexes. How could you become an ideal man when you were never male to begin with?
Wait, what? Did I hear that right? He's not a guy?
I won't throw a tantrum. That accomplishes nothing.
How often I've heard those words from the adults. Throwing a tantrum won't solve anything, Naoto-kun, and other such bilge. They made you cry, didn't they? Yet here you are, mimicking those same men. What exactly are you trying to justify?
What?
It's all right. You needn't suffer anymore. That's why you're undergoing this body alteration procedure to begin with. You throw a tantrum, but it fails to change the situation a single bit. I can quite understand the feeling. After all, I am you.
That's not true!
Don't say it!
It's okay. Let the kid spill the whole thing. If not, Naoto's just gonna keep hurting. We'll just do our job and kick the Shadow's ass, yeah?
As if you know anything about me. You'll kick my ass, huh? Fine. Go ahead and try, you lizard-brained imbecile.
Save the discussion for later.
Here it comes. I am a shadow, the true self. What? Are you sick of yourselves too? Very well. Then let's begin the special
And here we go.
operation.
Now, I want to point out here, guys, people who don't know, Naoto was a girl the whole time, which really, that's what I wanted to wait until later in the game. explaining the whole Kanji Naoto situation there. Kanji, it's like, oh, Kanji's gay. But in reality, Kanji really just is attracted to strong women, it looks like. Or he's 15, 16 years old. He doesn't know what he's like. He could just be bi-curious. He could be attracted. It doesn't matter. And that was, I thought, a really important thing, a big revelation there, because when I first believed, I'm like, haha, yeah, Kanji gay. And then you're like, oh, wait, there's more to it than just that. And that's one thing I love about the writing here, is that there's more to it than just a simple, like, running gag throughout the game, as much as Yosuke likes to kind of rag Kanji about it, but as you see, we're employing that basic brute strength strategy because I don't think this the Shadow has any actual inherent weaknesses, which is not really a good thing.
Why must you struggle so much?
And that move there is both a blessing and a curse, because now elemental resistance is nullified, meaning if they were weak to any particular element, or if they were resisting any element, that wouldn't help. So, for example, using Izanagi no Okami.
Why won't you lie down and die? You children can't do anything at all!
If I'm correct, Izanagi no Okami is immune to some certain elements, and now he's not going to be because of this move, but it's okay, we're going to wipe this Shadow out. Lickety split, and yeah! Boom! Naoto's down for the count. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 3, we win! Yeah, baby!
So Naoto-kun was a girl. Are you awake?
Where am I? I remember you all arriving, and... That's right. You saw everything. I lost both my parents in an accident. I was still young, so my grandfather took me in. I was inept at making friends, so I spent my time reading detective novels in my grandfather's study.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be an awesome hard-boiled detective.
My parents were proud of their job. I had no qualms about following in their footsteps. An inherited occupation can feel stifling to many, but I welcomed it. I yearned for the day I could be a detective myself. Perhaps I inherited that desire from them as well. I was always alone. Seeing that, my grandfather must have believed it was his duty to help me realize my dream. I secretly aided my grandfather with his clients, and before I knew it, people started calling me Junior Detective. At first I was delighted, but not everything went so smoothly.
What was that you said about you're only a child?
Not everyone welcomes my collaboration when it comes to solving cases. My status as a child was sufficient to offend many of those whom I worked with. Were that the only issue, then it would have resolved itself with time. But though I will one day change from a child to an adult, I will never change from a woman to a man.
Do you not like being a girl? Is that why you always dress like a boy?
My sex doesn't fit my ideal image of a detective. Besides, the police department is a male-oriented society. If they had the slightest concrete reason to look down on me, no one would need me anymore.
You don't know that.
Hey, you must know already that what you yearn for isn't to become an adult or become a boy.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I kept ignoring you, pretending you didn't exist. But you are me, and I am you. You've always been inside me. What I should yearn for, no, what I must strive for, isn't to become a man. It's to accept myself for who I really am. In any event, you're a devious bunch. I can't believe you kept something like this hidden for so long. No wonder the perpetrator has eluded the police. But it's apparent now, this case is far from over.
That's right. And you proved it, Naoto. Anyways, we can talk more later. We need to get you out of here.
Hey! Hey!
Sheesh, she really put her life on the line for this. But without her efforts, we'd never have realized that the culprit is still at large.
You're too frickin' reckless, damn it.
I never doubted that you'd all come for me, although the reality turned out to be far beyond what I'd imagined.
What a dumbass. You're no genius at all. We were tearing our hair out over you.
So you did worry about her, Kanji? Oh.
Shut up. Mind your own damn business.
I'll take her home. I don't think she can go back by herself.
It's all right. I can...
No way, Missy! Don't think that doing everything on your own is the adult thing to do. Come on, let's go. Grab on.
Hey! Welcome back.
Sorry, we got off early today.
Come on, take a seat. They found Naoto-kun. Oh, do you know who Naoto-kun is? He just up and vanished without a word. But it looks like he's back now. Way to put a scare into everyone. Heesh.
You don't seem surprised. You didn't already know he was found, did you?
You really ought to do something about that habit of yours, Dojima-san. They go to the same school. Rumors spread fast out here, you know? But man, why'd Naoto-kun disappear? I guess he can be a little difficult. Maybe he got sulky after being given the boot and ran away from home. But I tell ya, I was shocked to hear that he up and vanished like that. If there'd been a fourth kidnapping and murder, we'd be back to square one again.
Adachi.
You know what sucks? We still don't have proof that the Kubo kid murdered anyone besides Mr. Muraoka. How are we gonna make a case like this? I wonder if Dojima-san's instinct is right. Maybe there really is another perp out there, the real one.
Adachi, how many times I gotta say it? Quit running your mouth like that.
Well, sorry.
All right, see here. Don't worry about the case. Just go study like a normal student. If you don't... I'm going to bed.
Sorry, I killed the mood there. But yeah, I can totally understand why Dojima-san's worried. Just leave the case to us police. You know the problems it could cause if something happened, right? Like, if it happened you were mixed up in it. We'd be real worried.
Are more scary things gonna happen?
No way, Nanako-chan. Everything's alright now. We caught the bad man, so no more scary things will happen, right? Everything's just fine.
Okay.
Anyways, your dad's just a worrywart. Leave it to me. You might not know to look at me, but I got the most brains in the whole police department. Oh, was that too hard to understand? Did you get it? Well, now that Dojima-san's gone, I should get going too. Good night.
What does got brains mean? And
Well, this was a great place for us to call it a break, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We saved Naoto. Be sure to tune in next time for our next playthrough of Persona 4. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you then.